your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremation. That's Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg, 256-245-4361. Rossi D. Osborne, age 87, died December 19th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing the arrangements later on today. Funeral service for Donald Hugh Duncan, age 67, of Sylacauga, is today at noon from Fayetteville Methodist Church, with the Reverend John Limbaugh officiating. Visitation prior to the service beginning at 11 a.m., burial in the adjoining cemetery. The family requests in lieu of flowers, donations be made to the Fayetteville Methodist Church or the Fayetteville High School Bass Fishing Team. Online condolences at CurtisandSonFH.com, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Alan Wickersham, age 85, of Sylacauga, died at his residence on Tuesday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. Mr. Glenn Sims of Sylacauga died at Grandview Medical Center on Tuesday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. Funeral service for Mr. John A. Gravel, age 82, of Childersburg, will be Thursday morning at 11 a.m. from the Childersburg Chapel of Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Visitation prior to the service from 10 until 11. Burial in the Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Billy Jack Landers, age 87, of Harpersville, is Thursday at 11 a.m. from the Chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Dr. Darrell Wood, Reverend Stephen Huntley, and Reverend Skip Parvin officiating. Burial in the Talladega Springs Cemetery. Mr. Landers died December 19th at his residence. He was a member of the First Baptist Church of Childersburg and retired from Kimberly-Clark with 35 years of service. Visitation tonight at the funeral home from 5 until 8 o'clock. In lieu of flowers or food, the family asks that donations be made to the First Baptist Church of Childersburg or the Church Daycare Fund. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at RadleySmith.com, Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Franklin Benefield, age 74, of Childersburg, will be Thursday at 1 o'clock from the Chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Dr. Wayne McDaniel officiating. Burial in the Green Hills Cemetery in Childersburg. Mr. Benefield died December 19th at Shelby Baptist Medical Center. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 at the funeral home. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at RadleySmith.com, Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. And Mr. George R. King, age 90, died Tuesday at his residence, Radley Smith Funeral Home, announcing. Funeral service for Florence Emmeline Morgan Bradley, age 84, is today at 1 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home Chapel, with burial in the Hatchet Creek Presbyterian Church Cemetery. Mrs. Bradley died December 18th in Talladega. Online condolences at UrseryFuneralHome.com, Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Funeral service for Warren Lewis Smoot, age 64, is noon today at Terry's Mortuary Chapel, with interment in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com, Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, directing. Mrs. Mary J. Brisker, age 56, died December 19th in Sylacauga Community Funeral Home, announcing. Willie Fred Caldwell, age 61, died December 19th. Funeral arrangements to be announced later by Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary. And funeral service for William Bill F. Wesson, age 80, is today at 3 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home Chapel. The Reverend Joe Daniel officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The family receiving friends today, 2 until 3 at the funeral home. Mr. Wesson died December 19th at Talladega Healthcare. He was a police officer, Mr. Wesson was, for the city of Talladega, and later retired from Georgia Pacific. Online condolences at UrseryFuneralHome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega, directing. Mr. Wesson was a member of the New Hope Baptist Church. That is a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.